Whenever I'm asked if I know how to cut a woman in half and then put her back together again, this is the effect that I usually perform for them. It's with a pack of cards. It's called the Assistant's Revenge, because instead of cutting a woman in half, we're going to be cutting a man in half. In this case, the King of Diamonds. We'll take the pair of scissors and actually cut the king exactly in half into two pieces. Now, to place the king back together again is fairly simple. All you do is take those two pieces and you fuse one of them, or you actually clone, I should say, one of them back into a whole person. To cloning, you only need part of the DNA, so we'll just take half of the king and we'll actually clone that king back together into one complete person. As a matter of fact, if you look closely, there's no scars whatsoever. And later on, I'll take this other part of the king and I'll clone him a twin brother. Yeah, how about that? Anyway, it's called the Assistant's Revenge. It's a cut and restored card. I hope you like it. I hope you can use it in one of your routines. In order to perform the Assistant's Revenge, you're going to need one duplicate card added to your deck. In this case, I'm using an extra King of Diamonds. When you're ready to perform, both kings are on top of the deck, and you get ready to perform your favorite double lift. Any kind of a double lift where you apparently turn one card over and you show it. The King of Diamonds. Actually, a double lift. As you turn your wrist back towards yourself, you push off the top King of Diamonds and bring it into view in preparation to cutting the card in half. That will leave you one King of Diamonds reversed on top of the pack. Taking your pair of scissors, you very carefully cut right down the center. I always look for that little round dot in the middle of the bicycle cards, and I get a nice, clean, even cut, two equal halves. One half will fall to the table. You turn that half over towards yourself. The other half, which is face down in your left hand, is shown but gets placed face down on top of the king that is face up on the table. Next, you pick up your deck of cards in sort of a straddle grip with your first index finger at the very front edge of the pack. Remember, you have a reverse card over here. You pick up the two halves on the table and you show them front and back. And as you place the bottom half of the card underneath the deck, you're apparently going to place this bottom card on underneath the pack, and then you're going to move it down to the edge, to the end of the pack, towards yourself. You're going to apparently place that card towards the front of the pack and then move it down towards yourself down here. But actually what happens is, when that bottom card is placed on the front edge of the pack and you turn your hand over, you'll see that by sliding your hand down, given the motion of sliding your hand down and placing the card there, it will create the illusion that this is the half of the card that you placed on underneath the pack and then slid back towards yourself, when in reality this is the part of the card that you place underneath the deck, and you didn't do anything with it, you just placed it underneath the pack. So to get back to that point again, you pick up the two halves, you pretend to place the bottom half under the pack and slide it down. That's where you pretend to slide it down and making a little bit of a gesture. It looks fairly nice by doing that. Placing the second half on top and making a little gesture down again as though you placed both halves on top of the face down deck. At this point, if you remove the top half of the King of Diamonds, you're now in a position to perform a very easy Erdonase change. The Erdonase change is where the heel of your hand hits the top card, in this case the King of Diamonds. The heel of my hand is going to hit this King of Diamonds, it's going to pull it back, and then it's going to clear that half a card, and it's going to be pushed back to the front edge of the deck once again. So to do the Erdonase change is very, very easy. The card does not have to move very far, only half the length of a card, and it would look as though you've covered up the half of the card and you've gestured, and look, it has magically healed itself or cloned itself back into one card. Now at this point, with your thumb underneath the deck and your fingers on top, you pivot the deck upward, straight up and down, emphasizing, look, there's no scars. You then turn the deck over like a book into your left hand. What that does, it positions that half of a card that used to be down here towards the front, now is at the back edge of the pack. If you lift this up, you'll see that that half of a card is back here at the back edge, making it easy for you to, when you push the king of diamonds off for them to examine, your thumb covers up the edge of that half card. The thumb covers that up. Pulling the king off, you turn your left wrist palm down, and you lay the king out for them to examine. Now you're in perfect position to steal away this half of a playing card, because if you simply remove the cards with your right hand in their face-up condition and just take them away, that leaves the gimmick card, or the half a card, in your finger palm. So you can reach forward, grab the second piece, ribbon spread the cards with your right hand, and now simply place this piece away in your pocket, saying that, well, I'll make another card later on. I may even make him a twin. How about that? Anyway, the card is back into one piece. It's been restored visually in front of them. You had the chance to perform the Erdonase card change, a very easy version of it. And anyway, I hope you enjoy it. It's called the Assistant's Revenge. Try it out, play around with it, and have fun.